Hi guys, I'm Rad. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be unpacking for you the Frontier Airlines all-you-can-fly Go Wild Summer Pass.
This is the life we live in. Now it's time for us to turn it up. This is the life we live in. We gonna show you how to live it up.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Frontier Airlines actually launched an all-you-can-fly pass in November 2022. Flights start from May of 2023, but you can already purchase that year-long pass online. It's been a little while since an airline has done an all-you-can-fly package. I believe the last one was JetBlue back in 2009. Previous to that, American Airlines had the AA Air Pass, which they launched in 1987. But on account of the fact that they were offering these huge international flights all across the world, there were some people who used those passes so much that it actually resulted in them pulling the offer, even though it was supposed to be for a lifetime, but they pulled it in December 2008. Actually resulted in a lawsuit, Rothstein versus American Airlines. I tell you, if you love adventure stories and travel and all things airports, you're going to love that story. I'm going to put a link in the description below. It's written by the daughter of the man who had the last AirPass lifetime membership and talks all about their adventures. And then, of course, the whole fiasco that ensued. So catch that story. I won't give you any spoilers. That's in the description below. So Frontier Airlines, all you can fly. They rolled it out in November. Price tag, $1,999 US. Now that's a pretty good deal for all you can fly, but of course, not wanting to go down the same road as American had with their lifetime pass. There are certain restrictions with that. We're going to cover that a little bit more later in the video, but it's still overall a pretty good deal if you like to fly as much as I do. Still $1,999. Let's round it up. $2,000. Okay. $2,000 is still a considerable amount of money for the average American. So I was pretty surprised today when I opened my email and I found an amazing offer that Frontier is now making available a summer pass. This goes from May the 2nd, 2023 till September 30th. So that gives you May, June, July, August, September, 5 months for you to fly all you can fly. Now, if you're like me and you live somewhere in the South, or you're like, I'm in Las Vegas, you want to get out of town when the summer comes because it is hot here. And I am telling you, I am looking forward to spending summer anywhere but Las Vegas. Of course, in the wintertime, I want to stay here because it's warmer and I have like an allergy to cold weather. I don't like going maybe for skiing for 1 or 2 days. So for somebody like me who knows that they're not going to use that yearly pass all year, the summer pass for 5 months is like a godsend. Really going to make use of this one. So let's unpack it, shall we? So as previously mentioned, I got this offer in an email, which you can see on my screen here. Frontier Airlines, all you can fly all summer long, Go Wild Summer Pass. Now the cost for this is $399 for the year, but remember that it's only used between May and September. Scrolling down a little further, we see that the new Go Wild Pass, you can fly as much as you want from May for the year. That's one low annual price for access to 12 months of travel. That's the $2,000 option, but that's not immediately clear from the email. It makes better sense on the website. So let's go there. Here we are on the Frontier website, and as you can see, this is the Go Wild All You Can Fly Pass page. At the top, we have an explanation of the benefits, an unlimited number of flights, access to both domestic and international destinations. Travel will keep your miles from expiring, and confirmed bookings. We'll get into that in a little bit. Let's take a second to back up here and talk about the destinations for just a moment. Now, aside from the 90 domestic cities which Frontier services, they also have 18 international destinations which are included in this pass. Now, admittedly, Frontier does not have a user-friendly website when it comes to looking up international destinations. So I've done the homework for you, and here's the list. In North to Central America, we have Puerto Vallarta, Monterrey, Cabo San Lucas, and Guadalajara in Mexico. Guatemala City in Guatemala, Belize City in Belize, San Salvador in El Salvador, and Liberia in Costa Rica. Or if you're looking for a Caribbean getaway, there's Nassau in the Bahamas, Aguadilla in Puerto Rico, Ponce, Puerto Rico, Santo Domingo and Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic, Kingston and Montego Bay in Jamaica, St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and St. John's, Antigua. For those of you out there savvy enough to have done your homework on tax havens, you'll note that some of those Caribbean destinations are very interesting citizen by investment locations. That's another video. Next, we have a section which describes the differences between the summer pass and the annual pass. You'll notice that for a limited time, there is a significant discount on both packages. The summer pass, which regularly retails at $999 US, is currently $399 for the year. Keeping in mind that's 5 months of travel only. And the annual pass, which normally retails at $1,999 US, is currently $999 US, and that is good for flight all year. Next on the website, we have information on how to use your unlimited flights. You simply need to buy the pass, log in with your account, then you'll search and book your flights. Now, this is where things get really interesting. For domestic flights, you can book 1 day, yes, 1 whole day in advance of the departing flight. For international, there's a little more flexibility, and they're giving you up to 10 days before departure. You see, that's how this program is able to be maintained. They're offering you seats that haven't been sold at the last minute. Now, this is going to be, for many people, the biggest downside to this offer. If you are the type of person who likes to book your travel plans weeks or months in advance, this is definitely not the package for you. And yet there are certain types of people who this package would work very well for. For example, if you had family who live in another city and you would like to visit them a few times across the summer, or if you take the yearly package across the year, and the particular dates of when you visit aren't that important, you can simply decide, let's go this week or this weekend as flights become available. That helps if you have a very flexible schedule. Or if you're the kind of person who, like myself, enjoys spontaneity, you could set aside a couple of options for places you wish to visit. Let's say I have an upcoming vacation time. Hey, I'd like to go to Chicago. But then I look online the day before and see that Chicago is not available. But that's okay because Florida was always a great backup choice. We'll just go there instead. Or perhaps you want to do something really crazy. I remember as a young girl, my best friend's father once flew all the way from Australia to Saudi Arabia. He had lunch and flew straight back. Okay, there were other circumstances surrounding that, but it's a story that's stuck in my head for over 30 years. How many people can say that they flew to another city or even another country just to have a meal? With this pass, you could do that. All fantasies aside, let's get into the meat and bones of this, what we need to know. Well, flights will be available from May 2nd, as already mentioned, and can be confirmed 1 day before domestic travel and 10 days before international. All flights have to be booked through their official website, Fly Frontier. Now, there are a number of blackout periods. That's another thing that keeps this viable for Frontier. Looking at the blackout dates on the website, you may notice that many of these dates synchronize with school vacations, federal holidays, and of course, Thanksgiving, New Year's, and Christmas. Flights don't include add-on products such as luggage or seats. It's no secret that Frontier Airlines is a low-cost carrier, and like other budget airlines, where they make their money is in the upsells, particularly when it comes to luggage. Frontier permits you to take one free personal item. Now, this means a woman's handbag or a small backpack, not hiking in the Swiss Alps rucksack, but a small child-size school backpack or a courier bag. Let me show you. Now, this is a bag I've used on Frontier a number of times. It's the exact specifications they allow. It's approximately from my elbow to my fingertips in length. The width is approximately that of the grip of my hand. The only things I fit into this bag: a skirt, a shirt, a set of pajamas, clean underwear. If I'm really lucky, I might be able to squeeze some makeup. Now, when it comes to airlines being strict on luggage, I have never seen an airline in all my years of traveling be as strict as Frontier is about their luggage. They make everybody line up before the flight, and they check every piece of personal and carry-on luggage in those little metal sizers that are by the boarding gate. If your personal or checked bag does not meet the size specifications, you are going to pay hefty fees at the gate. This is where Frontier makes a lot of money on upsell. Let's take a look at bag prices, and I'm just using Las Vegas to Denver as an example. One, because Las Vegas is where I fly out of, but also this happens to be one of the shorter routes. So pretty much all bag prices are going to be these prices or more. Now, you can see from this table that there are different prices according to when you buy your luggage. But let's just say that you're trying to take a personal bag and it does not meet the personal bag size requirements. You're going to have to pay for this as a carry-on. And you can see at airport boarding gate, the cost of that is $99. Similarly, if you have a carry-on which does not meet the carry-on specifications, you are also going to have to send that down to checked luggage. And I've seen this happen so many times. And again, the fee for this is $99. You definitely want to know your luggage sizes, and you want to make sure that you pay for them when you do the booking on the web or on your mobile app. A quick look at international baggage prices reveals that there's not an awful lot of difference. Again, starting in Las Vegas, I decided to look at a trip to CABO, and you'll notice that the prices here are sometimes $1 less and sometimes $1 more, but they're about the same as domestic. Do note, again, that if you have to upgrade your baggage at the boarding gate, it's still $99. Prices for checked luggage are somewhat comparable to other budget airlines, if not just a little bit more. A quick look at the cost of seats, again using Las Vegas to Denver as an example. And seats are anywhere in the range of $26 to $70, depending on which row you choose to sit in. Of course, all usual variables, such as extra legroom and exit aisle, are taken into consideration. But of course, you don't have to choose a seat. I have found in the past that if you arrive early enough and you have someone with you that you want to be seated next to, but you haven't booked a seat, if you check in at the same time and you're on the same itinerary, generally end up seated together. With baggage and seating out of the way, we're now back to the terms of the pass. Taxes, fees, and charges, of course, apply at the time of booking. We'll talk about that in a little bit. There's a fare of 1 cent charged for each segment that you book, and of course, seats are subject to availability. Remember, this is basically selling seats which have not otherwise been assigned. While travel does not earn miles or status with this pass, it does qualify as activity and extends your Frontier miles expiration. The pass is non-transferable, so only you can use that pass. And the passes do renew for consecutive 1-year terms, both the summer and annual pass, unless you cancel them. Do keep in mind that if you buy the pass during their limited offer, it will be at considerable discount, and when your pass renews, it will be at that full rate. So if you buy the annual pass at $9.99, it will renew at $1,999. If you wish to buy a pass for minors under the age of 18, you can certainly do so, provided that you are the legal guardian and both you and the child are residents of the US. Now, children under 15 need somebody over the age of 15 to travel with them. They are not permitted to travel unaccompanied. Between the ages of 15 and 18, they can certainly travel domestically by themselves. But trying to travel international as a minor takes a lot of due diligence. A lot of countries will not allow a minor to cross borders without a legal guardian present. So make sure you do your homework on that. So on to the frequently asked questions about this pass. Can I book an international flight? As we've already established, yes, you can, and that's up to 10 days before the flight. Remember to have all your paperwork complying with international travel and immigration, especially where minors are concerned. Now, the taxes, fees, and charges is something that I told you we were going to talk about later, so let's get down to that. Domestically, you're looking somewhere in the vicinity of $15 per person for local airport taxes, fees, and charges. And when it comes to international, it can vary wildly, but somewhere around $100 per person per flight or in excess thereof. Can you book a round trip? Well, since you can only book 1 day in advance for domestic, you actually cannot really book a round trip flight using this pass domestically unless you're planning to fly out and return in the same day. But on the international travel, because you can book 10 days before the flight, then if you were to book and return within that 10 days, so if you just want to go away for the weekend or for a week, you could certainly do that. You're not going to end up stranded somewhere overseas. Can you use it to book connecting flights? Well, if they are available. Again, due to the fact that you're buying unclaimed seats, you're going to have to do due diligence on that. If you need to change or cancel a ticket, you can certainly do that, but you're best to do it as soon as you know that you need to cancel to avoid penalties. And as we've already established, you may purchase a pass for somebody under the age of 18 with all the conditions that we noted before. If you're an elite member, will you get benefits? Yes, you will. However, you're not eligible to earn redeemable Frontier miles and does not qualify you as activity for elite status. And the final question, of course, how many passes are going to be available at the special rate? And of course, they don't give us a number because they want to instill FOMO, the fear of missing out. They simply say a limited number of passes, first come, first served, so that you'll jump to it and grab one quickly. So now we're going to take in all of these factors and ask the big question, is it worth it? Well, as I mentioned before, for me, I'm a sporadic traveler and I don't mind jet setting off somewhere just for the weekend or even just to have lunch. Keeping in mind that short legs, say from Las Vegas to Denver, usually cost on Frontier somewhere between $50 and $80 for a round trip ticket like I just did in November. I'd only need to travel 8 separate occasions across 5 months. It's a little more than 1 trip per month, and I can certainly do that. If I were to factor in slightly longer trips, such as to Miami, where I have family, that's usually about $200 round trip using Frontier. So if I just went twice to Florida across the whole summer, it would definitely be worth it. Any other trips are simply a bonus. So for me, definitely worth it. I'm going to be picking one up, and you can be sure that I'll be making a lot of videos about the places that I visit using this pass. But let me know in the comments what you think. Would you be willing to travel with very minimal luggage at very, very short notice to places that you might not usually go because the places you want to go aren't available? Let me know in the comments, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more videos with this Frontier Pass. I'll see you soon. Let's effing go.